Food Court, the movie podcast, where Sean
and Pliskin. Snake.
What shit? Plis
What shit?
What shit?
What shit?
Take shit.
And
eat shit.
And most importantly,
eat shit. We are the law.
And guess what we saw?
Escape from New York.
Yeah, that's right.
John Carpenter's Escape from New York.
Yeah, I have noticed that all of his movies say John Carpenter's.
It's very similar to the Spike Lee joint.
Yeah,
it's like,
Spike
hey,
Lee joint.
this is my movie.
Just so you know.
Yeah, I mean, he does so much on it.
On of it.
He does so much on of it.
He loves it. So
he writes
much.
it. He writes most of them.
Directs
them. He does music. That's most of, I mean, that is most of what you do in a movie.
That's a good amount of things.
Yeah. I mean, he's not a grip or anything, but still.
I don't know. I feel like I could see him running in. Let me fix that light.
Oh, you fucking moron.
Put the light right here. Just moving it.
It's part of Carpentober. It's
Yes.
Carpentober once again, our final Carpentober. Farewell to Carpentober. This is the beginning. This is the middle of the end.
Middle of the end.
And we watched Escape from New York from 1980 something.
1987 something.
Maybe 1981? I don't know.
I want to say it's 1981 because you said that.
Yeah.
And I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah.
So now I see in the beginning, this is a future movie because it says 1997.
Yes, it's a future movie because in 1988 they closed down New York.
What?
Within the movie.
Oh, it's like, this really happened? What? When did they close down New York?
And then in 1997, which is really far in the future.
Yeah, holy hell.
They go in to get the president.
At least with Blade Runner, they were like 2023. Like, they were like, okay, that's a while away.
I mean,
it's not that far.
I think.
Maybe he really.
When was it? It was like at some point in the it was maybe late 80s when all of like the murder and crime statistics started to go down. So maybe at this point they were like, maybe in 10 years this truly could happen.
Go back up. I was wondering because like it said 400% increase.
Yeah.
At that point, that's like, I don't know, is there anyone left? That's crazy.
That's a lot.
Write in if you're a statistical expert.
Tweet at us at Food Courtcast. If you work for the Freakonomics podcast or if you wrote one of the books, let us know if it's possible for New York City to be shut down. Also, it was before 2001, you'll note, so the World Trade Center is still there.
And they hadn't even done the Space Odyssey.
No.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they haven't even done... It's canon. You know what happens in this movie, Michael?
So much happens in it.
So, the basic premise is... there's a guy named Snake Plissken.
Mm-hmm.
He's a badass.
Oh, yeah.
And he's about to go in prison forever. But what happens is, right as that happens, some militants, they're like, hey. Well, it's actually interesting because there's a woman who takes over the plane, and I think there's some other people, but she's like, she has a really interesting voice. She's like, we are the left... Liberation Front, and they're like, we're gonna crash the fucking plane.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
But they put Donald Pleasance, the president, in a pod.
Yes, the presidential pod,
and he survives. But he's stuck in New York, which is a prison.
Yeah, it's not like you would think. Oh, stuck in New York. That sounds like a dream. But
sounds nice.
It's like a vacation, but no.
Get on the subway, watch it flood.
Yeah, watch it. The floodway, we call it now. It's not like that though. It's dark now.
Yeah.
It has become a walled-off prison.
Yeah.
Yep.
And up next, they send in Snake Plissken. He used to be a military badass in like somewhere in Russia or some shit, and that's why he has winter camouflage pants,
I love
which
it.
are super cool.
They're awesome.
And his job is to go in and find the president. And he meets a cast of interesting characters.
Yes.
The president has been abducted by a man named the Duke.
The Duke.
Played by Isaac Hayes in a really wonderful performance.
He's great.
And Snake has to try to get him out. But does he?
Does he? Have you seen it?
You'll find out on this episode of Food Court Movie Podcast.
Spoilers ahead.
Spoilers ahoy.
Ahoy. Spoilers ahoy, mateys.
Oh.
Welcome back to the Food Court.
Welcome back to the food ship.
The food ship, movie ship, pod ship.
Arr, it's the food ship.
Are you ready to hear about this movie?
Arr. But what's the best part of this movie, Michael?
The beef lamb gyro? Is this what you mean?
Yeah, I'm talking about the beef lamb gyro.
The beef lamb. You know what? No. I'm going to do a beef tongue. Lingua sandwich.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Sounds
Changing
good.
it up. If you haven't had lingua, I haven't had it in years, so I don't really know if it still holds up.
It's still good.
But yeah, I was like...
I've never seen lingua at a Greek place, but I don't know why they wouldn't.
I mean, I guess it's not common there, but yeah, just pop over to the authentic Mexican joint, get some lingua, and throw it in there. That's what I would do.
You're in Greece.
Yeah. Yep.
Head over to Spain.
Head over there.
Which is like the grandpappy of Mexico.
I think it's like a 10-minute boat ride.
Yeah.
It's so simple.
And you
to
go,
get there. Beep, beep, coming over from Greece.
You go, yar.
Yar, matey.
We're on the movie ship. Let's go to Spain.
We be here for the beef tongue.
You want us to put it in a pita. So what is the best part?
Peter Pan. Sorry, I was thinking about that with pirates.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, the best... Yeah, we got on a different thing.
Now we're having fun.
We went into another world. I kind of like that.
We like to have fun.
We really do. Our brains are limitless. And our imaginations are the vehicles in which we traverse this...
Yes. Go on.
Dream. Yep.
It's true. It's all true.
So the best part of the movie for me, you may not agree.
I'm about to.
But it feels like a really cool 80s anime. And I love that. Anytime lately I watch a movie, I'm like, this is an anime and I'm having a blast.
Yeah.
And that's why I find it interesting, because you're not a big anime.
I like them. I just don't go out of my way to watch them very often.
I feel like there are some, if you watch some of those old 80s ones, you'd be like, this is cool. Because they're brutal, like this can be.
Very.
The lighting. Yeah. So, okay, the one scene I'm thinking particularly is when Snake gets inside this little...
Oh, he's in the glider. Yeah.
And it is so cool because he's just like backlit with red. Yeah. And then this green of the screens goes like... And you're like, that's like so anime. And
it's really cool.
I loved it. I was like, I know that's a silly thing to pick as the favorite, but it's just so cool. I was like,
it's awesome.
And it's like getting you into the movie and getting ready, and it's just great. And that vibe carried throughout.
It's very badass.
That's my pick.
It's just incredibly badass, this movie.
Yeah, I love it. And it just leans in. It's like these lines are kind of goofy, but they're so funny and awesome.
Absolutely.
Like him and the cop guy running it. I guess he's like the warden of the...
Oh, yes. He is...
something?
Well, he's played by Lee Van Cleef, who's also in Good, the Bad, and the Ugly and many other films.
That's where I've seen him before.
But yeah, classic badass.
He's great.
Great.
And yeah. Oh,
Snake, you fucking asshole.
Is he in a... He's not in A Fistful of Dollars, is he?
I don't think so. I don't think he was... He's in For a Few Dollars More.
Oh, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, he plays...
A Few Dollars More.
Another different badass in that movie.
He wears all black?
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, I've seen him before wearing all black.
They do that like hat shootout.
Yes.
Really good.
I wanted to say a cowboy hat.
Check out For a Few Dollars More.
Please, for probably... a few dollars more on Prime or something.
Check it out for $3.99.
$3.99. But the whole thing. I love like him being like talking to the dude, the cop dude. I don't know what to call him, but he's just like
calmly.
When I get back, I'm gonna kill you. Like stuff like that. It's just like this is so. I love it.
It's really awesome.
I've always dreamed of making like a fake action movie.
Yeah.
And just all the lines are delivered like that.
Yeah.
Just everything.
Yeah. It's so much of this movie is salesmanship. Like so much of it is just like people playing the parts that they're supposed to play in the way they're supposed to play them.
And they just lean in.
Yeah. This is not my favorite thing, but it is one of the great things, and goes with your favorite thing. At the very end, well, at the beginning, the setup is Lee Van Cleef keeps calling him Pliskin.
Yeah.
And he's like, call me Snake, which is incredibly badass.
I love it.
Call me. I think he says it twice even. Call me Snake.
Yes, that scene is so good because it's bookended by it.
Yeah.
It starts with him calling him Pliskin. He's like, call me Snake. And then at the end, he's like, all right, Pliskin, whatever.
Yeah.
And he goes, call me Snake. And it cuts to the next scene. I was
Yeah.
like, what a good like, that's such a nice little tight scene.
Yeah.
Loved it.
And then at the end,
Oh, yeah.
Snake is wandering off because he's free.
Yeah, he's free.
He's talked to the president, and the president gave him a really bullshit answer, just as he suspected.
Yeah,
He's like,
okay.
yeah, a lot of people died, and what do you think about that? And he's like, well, we're really...
I want to thank them.
he gives the kind of generic, oh, well, Israeli and Palestine, they're both... And that's essentially his answer.
Yeah.
And then Snake walks away, and he's talking to Lee Van Cleef. And Lee Van Cleef calls him Snake. And he goes, call me Pliskin, which makes no sense.
Yeah.
Makes no logical sense at all.
Yeah.
Because, why would he... Who knows?
Why would he say
that? But it's awesome.
After
it's
this
amazing.
experience.
When he says it, you're like, yeah, call him Pliskin.
Call him Pliskin, dude. I'm going to call him Pliskin.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I mean, I guess it's about the same thing as you deserve respect. You deserve to be called the name you want to be called.
Yeah, just
leave
me alone.
Don't dead name me.
Yeah.
I'm Pliskin now.
I'm Pliskin.
Hey, weren't you Snake? I'm Pliskin now.
He gets the cobra that's tattooed on his
That's
stomach erased.
fucking amazing.
They rewrite Pliskin.
This is not the best part. Let me get into the best part. Well, let's say the snake part while I remember.
Yes.
His beautiful bare chest is revealed. That he's just ripped.
Well, I love it because this is 80s ripped.
80s ripped,
Where
yeah.
you didn't have to be you can see every single whatever. Just a normal, healthy amount of rippedness.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, that's nice to see.
He's just a guy in shape.
Bring it back.
But he has a big cobra that starts at his mid chest and
Yes.
goes down into his pants.
We can only imagine the tail end of
I
the
know.
tip of his penis.
It's insane. Is his penis tattooed?
It has to be.
Or does it go around his
It's
penis?
crazy.
Does it go around his leg?
It's spiraled around his penis. That'd be crazy.
Tweet at us if you know where the snake tattoo goes. And it's also a cobra tattoo, not a snake. But is a cobra a snake?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
King of the snakes, they say.
I've heard that.
Yeah.
I've never heard that. But is that true? Do they say that?
Oh
Okay.
yeah, king cobras.
Oh,
Heard
yeah,
of 'em?
you're right. You're
That's
right.
the king, baby.
You're the Duke, number one.
Ah.
So, the best part of this movie, in my humble opinion,
Yep.
what is the best part? And now, it's tough because there's so many best parts.
It's so hard to pick because you're just having a blast the whole movie.
It's so much fun.
You're like, oh.
The one that just came to my mind, which is another thing that is not the best part, but only the best part because I've seen it a lot of times. So when you start seeing things a bunch of times, you just get really silly best parts. And this is my silly best part, which is the reveal of Ernest Borgnine, who plays Cabby.
Oh yes, I was like
Oscar winner Ernest Borgnine,
Okay.
who plays Cabby.
Borgnine.
Yeah,
Borgnine. Okay, that's interesting.
I am Borgnine.
I am Borgnine.
Resistance is futile. So Borgnine is in a theater.
Yes.
Snake wanders into the theater, and they're playing New York City. We're dressed like women, but we are men. They're doing that kind of thing. Drag show. Very campy. It's very fun.
Great. I mean, it's awesome.
Yeah. And they are panning. You see one completely unenthused man whose face is just flat, not even moving.
Yeah.
He's very dirty. And once you get past his head, right behind him is Ernest Borgnine, who is just rocking and rolling.
I love it.
He's got a huge smile on his face. He's just like, yeah, I love this music. I'm having a great time.
awesome.
And it's so great.
I love it. He's a great character.
Man, Michael, may I recommend to you a film called Marty?
Oh, I don't heard.
Marty is Borgnine. It's from 60s, I think.
Okay.
He was quite a young man.
right.
I think it won Best Picture and maybe also Best Actor.
Whoa, dang. Okay.
But essentially, it's kind of like a one crazy night kind of movie, but it isn't that crazy. It's just kind of Marty meets a guy, meets a lady, and they become friends, and
wow.
they kind of, there's like romantic things, and it's sad and happy and sad and happy. It's wonderful. Just a beautiful, sweet movie.
I have to say this. I love movies that are one period of time because you just can feel the stakes. Like you're like, oh wow, we're in this, especially horror or something.
Oh yeah.
Or action. It's just like, okay, this is going. We're in it. We're like, sometimes, especially in horror, if it cuts to like, oh, the next day, it kind of loses all the tension.
15 months later.
Yeah, it's like, dude.
75 months later.
It just keeps going. Every scene is like a certain amount of months later. That'd be wild.
Nobody has the balls.
No one has the balls these
don't have
days.
the fucking balls.
Where'd they go? Where are you storing the balls? Where are you hiding them?
Where are the balls?
Where
Maybe
are
there's
the
like a
balls?
big there's like you put a quarter in and you get the balls out of it.
That would be
A gumball machine, but it has human balls. And then you just have to
the more balls you have, the stronger.
the more ballsy you are.
But yeah, I just love movies like that. It's like one period of time, one stretch.
Yeah. We got 22 hours in this movie.
It's so nice.
That's all you got.
It's like, well, Halloween's like that kind of. Like, it's like a day almost. It's just awesome.
Yeah.
I love it. Anyway.
Hey, John, great job.
Great job, John.
What else is great about this movie? I got one.
Oh, I do too.
Music rules.
Oh, the music's awesome. Bam, bam, bam.
Like every 3 minutes, there's some like hot new arpeggio that you're like, oh, fuck yeah, this rules.
Right, dude.
Or the Duke's theme, which is badass. It's like,
Yeah.
it's really good. Very funky.
And I love the Duke. The Duke's car has 2 chandeliers hanging from the front. I was like, that's amazing.
There's so many good little bits like that.
It's awesome.
Just tons and tons of good little bits like that.
It's great. They have like a Volkswagen that's all boarded up or something to make it impenetrable.
Oh, yes.
I love this kind of thing. It's just fun.
The attention to details, super cool.
Yeah.
I love the fact that, of course, there's no bullets in there, so everybody has a crossbow.
Yes.
Like the crossbow is the most dangerous weapon inside of New York because there's just no bullets.
It's great. I love seeing that as a archer.
Yeah.
I love seeing bows utilized. I didn't see any regular bows, but crossbows were cool. One of my favorite parts of the bow.
Yeah.
They try to get into this car and the car's not working.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, let me lift the hood. And there's just a dude inside with a crossbow. I guess, how do you hold it? I guess it's like a gun.
Yeah.
I was like, that is an amazing place to hide. I also like that they just kind of lower the lid.
Yeah.
Just kind of put him back in.
Yeah. He's just in there. It's like, hey, wait, guys.
Wait.
I'm trying to kill you guys.
That would have been a great bit. As soon as they open it, just like smash his head down.
That sounds awesome. Another awesome bit. Wait, what is your awesome bit?
Oh, okay. So early in the movie,
yes,
there's well, not earlier, kind of
early-ish.
Pliskin, he finds the presidential pod. He kind of just pulls a seat and sits down, like, okay, what the hell am I gonna do?
Yeah,
the president's not in the pod. What do you want me to do?
Get some seat from the burned out wreckage.
Yeah,
yeah.
Well, like, I mean, it's a big task. New York's huge. Finding
it's
one
really
little
big.
old president.
Yeah.
But then he sees this dude with like 2 pickaxes or something.
So
he looks insane. And he's just like, dink, dink, hitting the street grates. The
Yeah. And the manhole covers as well.
It's wild. And he's just running around doing it. Ding, 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 ding. And so Pliskin's like, what's going on? And he goes to check it out. And then the grate opens and all these like sewer people start coming out with like weapons and
They're
stuff.
the crazies.
I was
Michael.
like, oh my gosh, this is
They're
wild.
called the crazies.
The crazies. So he hides in a chock full of nuts, which is like
very funny.
Yeah, I love it. Chock full of nuts.
And they're crazy.
They are crazy.
Do you get it?
Do you get it?
Internet.
But he meets this lady.
She's nice.
And yeah, it's like one of those, you kind of think, oh, this is going to be maybe the lady who's accompanying him in the movie, but nope. Because they're trying to run away because they get caught, and she just gets sucked through the floor by all these people. It's so brutal. You're just like, oh no.
She's gone. Yeah,
that's not going to be good, whatever happened to her.
It's really good.
It was wild. I was like, good job. That was a good scene. It just freaked me out. I was like, oh
it's
my
very
God.
creepy.
Yeah.
This movie is a whole lot of different things.
Yeah.
Because obviously it is sort of an action movie. There isn't a ton of action, but there is some action.
Here and there.
It's obviously a thriller.
Yes. Very thrilling.
It's occasionally horror-ish.
Ish, yeah. Ooh.
You know, it's scary. It's scary occasionally.
Scary imagery.
A few good jump scares.
Yes.
Lots of good stuff like that. What was I thinking of just then? What was I thinking
Sucked beneath the ground. What did that remind you?
Beneath the ground.
Sucked. Let's see. I know I really liked when he finds so he thinks he found the president with the tracking device. And there's just a guy just like punching this dude, and you're like, oh my God.
It's really
I
rough.
thought it was just going to be like a dead guy and he's just beating the dead head. I was like, dead head.
Dead head.
Beating the dead head. But he wasn't.
He was beating my dead head.
Oh, I reckon. But then it turns out to be just like some vagrant guy who's like, does he say like I'm the president or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's played by Buck Flower.
Classic Buck Flower.
Who we
He's back.
discussed on our previous episode.
He's amazing. He does a great job. And he's like, Snake says something like, here's your president or something.
Yeah.
And the guy's like,
I'm
what
the president.
He sings like the
Oh,
New Year's song or something.
Yes.
Yeah, but like kind of wrong. I was like,
Yeah.
this is awesome. And he's just drunk.
He's really good.
There's so much in this movie of just like, well, we gave him a device that anyone could take off at any point.
Yeah.
But they, I guess that's all they had to go on.
It was the old days.
We
didn't know.
The old future, 1997.
Retro future.
Retro. Ooh, I like that.
We don't have retrofuturism. Okay, here's another great part.
Yes.
I will call him henchman number 1 because I don't remember what his name is. He's also in Assault on Precinct 13.
Oh, really?
I'll call him Big Hair.
Big Hair, yeah.
Because he has very tall hair and he has very big teeth.
Amazing.
And he is very campy.
I think favorite performance of the movie.
He's awesome.
Yeah, I love him.
His intro is him very slowly, a sign of like the patience of this movie many times. Just swaggering towards Lee Van Cleef.
Hilarious the way he's walking towards.
Yeah, he's walking him with some style.
Yeah.
And he gets up to him and he's like, "You have 30 seconds to leave or the president dies." and then what is it? If you come back, he dies.
Yeah.
And he shows a little middle finger with a ring on it.
Yeah, they cut his
and they're
finger
like,
off.
"Oh, I guess that's probably his finger."
It's wild.
And he keeps doing things like that.
Yeah, he'll just be like, ha, 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 like crazy. Yeah, there's a part. Yeah, he says, the like, yeah, he's like telling him all that stuff about leaving. Yeah, and once they run, he just goes.
It's really
so
good.
Wild. He's a hilarious character.
It really is awesome. At one point, he is getting out of a train, and he does this like. It's very difficult to describe.
Yeah.
He does this kind of whip around kind of dance move.
Yeah.
And like holds his arm out elegantly.
Yeah, like stay there almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so wild. He even like opens his jacket a little. It's so funny. Like whatever.
It's awesome.
It's such an interesting character.
Also, when he gets killed, he goes, "Ah!"
Yeah.
He's great.
He's hilarious.
And there's a moment when Brain, played by Harry Stanton,
Yes,
who's incredibly
classic.
awesome, comes and is trying to get into the room, and he's like, he just keeps they have like a back and forth where he the henchman keeps thinking he's getting the better of him, but he's one of those guys who thinks he's the smartest but isn't that smart, and Brain is not that smart but slightly smarter.
Yeah.
So he just outwits them. That's really fun.
Big hair does not equal big thoughts.
No.
Apparently.
But the teeth.
The teeth, yeah. The teeth are great.
I mean, certainly they must be fake teeth,
Yeah.
right? But they're awesome.
He had
really
them filed just for this.
Oh, that'd be great.
There's a part where he like leans up against the president and like shows his face like very like hello, like it's so that is very much an anime villain. Like I was like, this guy is straight out of
his
anime.
teeth are fucked up. He's got really super duper tall.
Yeah, everything. His outfit. I was like, this guy is
the guy's anime.
Yeah, I loved it. So
many
much.
good performances.
I love when the presidents they go to release him and he's in like a wig. They've just been like shaming him and
they really have.
It's funny because he's not likable at all the whole movie, and he's just like annoying. Like every time
incredibly annoying.
Save him, he's like, "We gotta get out of here!" Like he's being loud, and it's like, "Shut up, please!" Oh, one of my favorite scenes.
Lay down on
me.
The
president is like, just being held by some strong dude, and there's like two guys in the room. And then the president sees Snake sneak in and like he's like strangling a dude behind him. And it's just such a nice, it's so cool.
Yeah.
And that's when Snake gets hit with the arrow though. That
little combo pack is awesome because the other henchman is like, what are you looking at? And he turns around and he sees his buddy getting choked and he shoots his crossbow.
Yes.
And Snake does the old knife throw. And we see center of the forehead. The knife is in his forehead and he does a really long pause before he falls. He's like, oh, I really fucked up, didn't I?
His eyes cross and he farts when he lands.
That's what happens in the film. It's a good flick. It's a really good flick.
Oh, that would be amazing. So like the knife goes in his head and he falls down and when his head hits, the knife shoots through the head. Snake grabs the knife.
Oh yeah.
Slings the blood off.
Yeah.
That'd be in an anime. You can't really do that in real life.
You could,
but
you could do anything if you have balls. Nobody's got balls no more.
Like to see a head hit the ground with a knife in it and the head blows up and the knife flies out. That'd be so cool. Do it, Hollywood. Do it.
Do you have the balls? We keep asking, but I don't think you do.
Yeah, I think the reason why you're not answering your silence is because you can't even speak. You're too afraid.
Your silence speaks volumes.
Yeah. Volumes in a book called You're a Pussy 101. Bitch.
It's a good book written by Sean and Michael.
Yeah, we know because we lived that life, but we're done with that life now. We're strong now.
We're strong now, motherfucker.
And when we get back, we're gonna kill you.
I do like that basically everybody in the movie talks like Snake.
I love it. Yeah.
They're all just like, yeah, I'm the hot lady with the big boobs. You may remember me from The Fog.
I used to run a radio station.
And I got big, beautiful boobs.
I did feel bad because every scene I was just like,
yep.
La 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 lee.
It's a very boob-centric outfit.
Yeah. And it's appreciative. It's not like, it's just like, wow, that's incredible.
Great job. Great job.
Incredible.
Great job.
Great breasts.
Yeah. Two breasts up.
Two breasts.
Let's see. What else is badass about that? Oh, no. Patience. I give this movie 2 breasts up. Patience. I like... It is not at all paced.
I was like, who's that?
It is not at all paced like a modern action movie.
It's nice.
It's weird because sometimes you're like, oh, wow, they haven't cut yet.
Yeah.
In a way where, like, I mean, maybe it was they were saving money or who knows, but there's just, like, sometimes when you see like, Snake walk through a frame.
Yes.
People are running behind him, which I like. There's always someone running around.
Yeah, it just adds
There's always
intrigue.
something happening. Like, in almost every shot in the city, there's like someone moving around somewhere, and you're like, oh, the fuck. But it's very, very patient. Like, when the henchman number one, main henchman comes up, he walks up for so long.
It's a long, you're like, whoa.
But there's like a bed of music, and there's like cool atmospheric smoke. The lights look great, and his walking up is like has enough interest that you don't need much else.
And you're setting up the world. It's cool. You're just like, ooh, what's happening? Just like with the guy hitting the manholes.
Yeah.
It's like, that's a long shot too, and it's just like, whoa, what does even happen? And like Snake backing away, there's all these people running by, and he's like backing up against the corner of this building, and the lighting. It was really well done, and just what a feat to like make New York. I mean, they probably did a lot of sound stages, but like to make it even seem like this is actually happening. Like they did a great job. Like I love the plane landing at the beginning.
The plane landing
is so crazy.
It's so cool.
It's like, whoa.
There's a bunch of animation, obviously because they didn't have computers to make any of this. So like everything that looks like a computer screen is just an animation.
It's so beautiful.
And it all looks awesome. Yeah. There's one part, I don't remember correctly, but there's one part where they have like a down, I think it says on the screen down view.
Yeah.
But it's like there's a plane and it's looking down on New York City.
Wild.
And if I remember correctly, they just like they had their model of New York City and they just like put like reflective tape on it, I think.
What? That is wild.
I think. Because they had a big model for a lot of the model shots.
Yeah.
And they had a few matte paintings of the New York and they had like a bunch of different stuff. But I think that was just like they're like, well, we don't have enough money to animate all of that because it would take 1,000,000 years.
Yeah.
So we'll just move the camera up.
That is so crazy. And the little plane is it's just convincing and fun. And then him landing and anchoring and he almost flies off the building. And that shot of the like, R.I.P., the Trade Center.
Yes.
And like the plane just like leaning off the edge is just so cool. I was like, oof.
I think that's all model, right?
I think so. It's just so cool. It's so effective.
Awesome.
Yeah, just like I wish we just did more stuff like that. It just has that magic feel to it. It's just like this is so cool.
Yeah.
If you do it right, obviously.
But there's just something, I don't know. There's something really. It's a lot of real movie magic stuff in this movie.
I love
like
it.
in The Fog, there's a lot of like they're at the Statue of Liberty, which is where the big base is.
Yes, I like that.
And they move down, but at the end of the shot, they're back in California. You know, like in between, in like an invisible cut as they move by something, they're back in California, and it's just so awesome. They're like, oh, we have like a day and a half at the Statue of Liberty, so we better shoot a lot of stuff, and then we can go back to California and match it, and it look exactly the same.
And it works. So it's amazing what you can pull off.
Yeah,
like it's just like there's a shot where like a Jeep pulling up to a wall.
Yeah,
and then it pans up through the dark, and then it's like a matte painting or model or whatever they used. Yeah, it's like that's so cool.
It's. So much of it is just so beautiful.
It's very creative. I love it.
One of the matte paintings I think it's early on when they're showing the dudes in the little raft who get exploded.
Oh yeah, that was wild.
And there's like the skitty skyline, the city skyline, but also water.
Yes.
And I think somehow they composited the water in, but it's
cool.
really cool.
There's a shot where it's like, the daylight's coming up over the city, which I think that was a real shot of the city.
Yeah.
Just, I guess they went early enough to where there wasn't a bunch of activity.
Yeah.
I don't know how they did that. But then it cuts back to the warden guy or whatever he is.
Yeah.
And he's like standing looking. And I was like, is that just some like giant screen that was lit matching? Because I was like, it doesn't really give away that's the sky, but the colors are the same. And I was like, that'd be so cool if he's just like on a set piece that's just like a giant
I don't know
screen
where the fuck he was.
That'd been really cool.
I mean, maybe they just got lucky with.
Maybe.
I don't know.
It was really cool though. I was like, this just looks cool.
It really
stuff just looked cooler. I don't. What happened?
I mean, it helps. It helps that these are good, talented people.
Yeah, I think has craftsmanship disappeared or something?
I don't know. You read things.
Not.
You read things on the internet, and they say, "Oh, well, it's so easy to shoot at night because the sensors are so able to get night shots."
Oh yeah,
that people don't put as much work into lighting and that kind of thing, which may be true.
I get that.
But it is too bad.
I don't ever like day for night. If I can be honest, if I can be real, I can always tell. And
Not
I'm always
often.
It just looks not right.
Yeah.
You're like, this doesn't look right.
Unless you're doing it on purpose.
Well, yeah.
Unless you're trying to do an effect.
Yeah, and sometimes that
But
works.
they're never trying to do an effect.
Yeah. Anyway, the one I'm thinking of specifically, I really like the movie Nope, but there is a day for night shot where I was like, oh, this looks weird.
Yeah. Day for night is very strange.
Anyway, the great movie, but that I remember being like, ugh, it's daytime.
2 thumbs nope is what I say.
No, 2 times nope.
But it can't all be good.
But there is one last.
Oh, there is one last good part. It can all be good.
Well, actually, too. There's it's not
can
really
all
a
be good.
chase scene. Technically, they're on the bridge trying to escape.
Yes.
And the Duke's behind them, but he's so far behind them.
Yeah.
It doesn't really count as a chase. But they're dodging all these mines because the bridge is mined up, and Brain has a map of where they all are, but it may not be as good as
Not a great map.
Yeah, not a great map. But Snake's just going too fast.
He's going too fast.
And Cabby's like, you're going too fast, man. And then, of course, they hit a mine. And it's so good because I had forgotten how the movie went, really.
Yeah.
And it, blows the cab in half. And I was like, oh, my gosh. I thought everyone in the backseat was just dead.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, holy shit, the president, everybody. I was like, they're all just dead. But it was a good trick because the cab just got split in half.
Yeah.
Sadly, Cabby died.
Cabby's.
Or maybe he's just knocked out.
It is sad.
He might just be knocked out.
He might just, hey, check back with us next week for Escape from L.A.
Oh.
And we'll see if Cabby is back.
Oh, I've never seen that one.
He's not back. He's dead. He's definitely dead. Or if he's alive, he's not in the movie because they're in L.A.
Yeah, maybe he's
still in New York.
Happily imprisoned.
Yeah.
He was making the most of that sentence, I gotta say.
Oh, absolutely.
Everyone else is being, that's my thing. I'm like, okay, you're all trapped in here. Why don't we just make the most of it?
Yeah.
It'd be amazing if they were all just living regular lives. No one was doing bad stuff anymore. Because what would be the point? It's just it's kind of, let's just hang out.
We're free.
Yeah. It's kind of interesting. Anyway, I really wonder what would happen if that happened.
I got one last good thing.
Me too.
On mine. Okay, this is my last good thing, and then I'll only say bad things from now on. The final twist is wonderful.
Yeah.
So when we first meet Cabby, he's listening to I think he's listening to Glenn Miller or something. It's just like, he's listening to that.
So
and we find out kind of in the middle of the movie that one of the reasons that the president has this big bag attached to his wrist
yeah, a little suitcase.
is because there is inside of there a tape which discusses their discovery of nuclear fusion, which is a new way of powering things, which is life-changing, and will probably bring peace to the whole world. And then at the very end of the movie, they have gotten free. The president and Snake have made it out. Everybody else has died, pretty much. And the speech is so good. The president has been such an asshole the whole time.
Yes. Oh, my God.
And, of course, Snake talks to him. They have that talk, and he goes, well.
Whatever.
And so he's giving his speech, and he's like, but I'd like to play this tape. Okay, I'll play it. And he plays it, and of course it is Cabby's song from earlier.
Yes.
And we reveal that because Snake Plissken's entire character is just kind of being a dickhead,
Yeah.
that he has removed the tape, even though it would ensure world peace. And he is tearing it apart as he walks away.
It's amazing.
Just awesome.
It's such a good. I was like, oh my God. I yawned. I was not yawning during that. But it was amazing to me.
Yeah.
I was dying laughing. Because the president's such a dick.
Yes.
He doesn't care that all these prisoners died. Because why would he? He doesn't care about that kind of stuff. Even though they saved his life.
Yeah.
It's such a nice, just like, F you, dude.
Yeah.
F you.
Yeah.
That was great.
What was your favorite? What was your last favorite part?
It also involves the president.
Ah.
It's when Snake is trying to escape and the Duke, there's been a little fight, and the Duke's about to shoot Snake as he, is being pulled up the wall.
Yes.
And then the president jumps up with a big machine gun and just blasts the Duke to hell. And he's like, what does he say? Like,
you're the Duke.
Yeah, you're the Duke. The number one or whatever.
Man.
It's awesome.
This is a movie full of people going all the way.
Yeah, it's very good.
Like, even the people who, like, Lee Van Cleef and Kurt Russell are both kind of understated.
Yeah.
But they're really sort of over the top in their understatement. They're just like, really like, I am very, very serious. Yeah. And they talk like that the whole time. But everybody else is like, oh, fucking yelling. And Donald Pleasance, who plays the president, is fucking insane.
He's wild.
He's like, at one point, Kurt Russell's like, hey, stop shaking. He's like, I can't. He's like being really fucking insane.
He's wild.
You're the Duke. You're the Duke.
He is a crazy voice.
Number one. It's crazy.
I love
one
it.
of the best.
His voice. I wonder what the evolution of his voice was like as a kid. Was he still just like,
man,
hello, I'm your child? Like,
hello, mother. I would like some jam butties, please. And,
blood sausage. And
beans on toast. Mother.
Oh, baby, I hear the blues are calling. Blood sausage and beans on toast. Yeah.
That's right.
That's right.
But it can't all be good.
It really can't. I wish it could be.
But it can't.
But it can't.
You know what the very worst part of this movie is?
Perhaps.
There's not much bad.
It's really hard to pick.
But the worst part is like a not actually that bad part. There's a part where Snake has been beamed in the head with a tire iron.
Oh, God, that would hurt.
And he wakes up, and there's a bunch of guys around him with their crossbows.
Yes. And
we see the reverse shot of him looking at them, and they have funny outfits. And then they kind of cut away, and some stuff is happening with like Brain and his squeeze and that kind of stuff. And then they cut back, and it seems like it's essentially the same shot.
Yeah, it's weird.
And then they cut back again, and then they cut back, and there was like a guy who was walking away who seems like he's been walking away the whole time.
Yeah.
And it just seems like one of those things where they're like, well, the main character should not be out of this movie for that long, so we'll just like put him in every once in a while. But it seems like they didn't have enough footage
to cover.
So,
and like so much time is passing in the other scenes.
Yes.
So it's like really confusing. Yeah. Like, wait, why is he still?
I mean, the guy has goggles and he has a long way to walk, but it does seem like he's been walking for maybe like 7 minutes.
Yeah, it's like,
just down a hallway.
You
can still see him.
It is
it's
weird.
It's just really weird.
I kind of wish they would just let him finish the scene.
Yeah,
because it just doesn't really make any sense.
Yeah,
but
hey,
it's a weird cut thing.
It is a weird.
Okay. There's also one where like the people at the base, it seems like they find out too late. Like after the mine's blown up and everyone gets separated, they cut to the base and they're like, we got 4 people driving on the... And it's like, wait, but they've already...
Oh, yeah.
Like, I don't know. It felt like too late or something to cut to that. I don't know. There's a couple blips and bloops.
Hey, you're not perfect.
You're not perfect. And this part wasn't perfect. This is my low main.
This is your low main?
Yeah, my low main of the picture. Opening credits. Black screen. Really not into it. You've got this beautiful miniature set of New York, and you couldn't shoot that with some text over it? Get over it.
Fuck you,
Fuck
John,
you, John.
Carpenter.
Fucking idiot. It should have said dumb idiots. Big mistake.
Starring Kurt Russell.
I don't know. I just always hate that. It's
Yeah.
just like, come on, dude.
Black screen, white letters.
Boring. Show me something. Get the movie going. I'm not sitting here for an hour.
I like a black screen, white letters, but
Really?
I
don't
support
like it.
you
I
and I lift you up.
either like a movie immediately started with no credits or something visual with the credit sequence, because it's like,
I get that.
now what I hate, and this is a big this is lots of movies do this and I have to forgive it every time. I hate showing integral scenes. You're building the movie while text is blocking shit. It's like,
Yeah.
what? I don't get this out of here.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's what I have to say.
That's the worst part.
It's like, get out of
Hey,
here.
if that's the worst part, not a bad movie.
That's not bad. Oh,
Go ahead.
no, yeah.
Tell me.
There is one other thing I didn't like.
Tell me about how this sucks.
It just didn't make any sense. It's when-
John. Listen to Michael.
Yeah, I'm talking directly to you, John. No, you're great. I mean, I'm sure the moment you saw me, you'd be like, "What the fuck is this?" But
Yeah.
and I'd be like, "Who the fuck are you?" And we'd go back and forth asking each other that. Over and over.
The next time I see you, I'm going to kill your
To
ass.
kill your dumbass.
I think, honestly, Michael, you guys could bond over video games because he loves video games.
You like video games, John?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
You,
What have
you
been
guys could
playing?
be, and he'd be like, I've been playing the new Metal Gear Solid.
Oh yeah, because they based that character off of Snake.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
I think so. I think because he's got an eye patch. His name's Snake, but he's a good guy. I don't know if. Well, I guess that's interesting.
You know,
Is Snake now a good guy? Well,
Snake's somewhere in the middle. He's an
yeah,
anti-hero.
Anti-hero for sure. But so it's during that same scene when the president kills the Duke.
Yeah.
I think it was just to add drama, but like Snake's being pulled up and then a hand turns off the lever.
Oh, yeah.
So the lever thing, so he's just like sitting there.
Yeah, it's very weird.
And I was like, what was the point of that? It just didn't make any sense because the president's not like double crossing him.
No.
He just turns it back on. But I was like, why did he?
I don't
that?
know.
It just didn't make any sense. So
I
that
do
was
not
a
know.
weird. I was like, I don't really get why
Take
that's in
that.
the movie.
This is another good thing before we talk about other movies. But this is not within the film.
Oh.
Get yourself, if you're into physical media, get yourself the Blu-ray because it has a bunch of different commentaries. But as with all of the Carpenter and Kurt Russell movies, it has just a lovely commentary with two old friends just laughing, sounding like Kurt Russell sounds like he's either a very lovably happy man or just high as hell. He's just laughing and laughing.
I love it.
It's like, oh, it's a good picture. Oh, I remember when we were doing that show. They're having real fun. They're remembering
I
things.
bet he's a blast.
He's very silly, and they're both just great on the commentary, just saying interesting stuff and being fun and silly guys. It's wonderful.
I don't think I've ever seen a Kurt Russell movie where I didn't at least like him in it.
He's the
always
fucking
Yeah,
best.
he's great. He's great. There's a movie that isn't that great, but because Kurt Russell's in it, it's better. It's called Sky High.
Oh yeah,
He makes it way better.
he's amazing in it.
Anyway, just letting you know.
But we can't only talk about Escape from New York.
Nor would we want to.
Yeah. It's not like it's Carpentober.
No, it isn't.
We're going to talk about other movies, which brings us to a segment I like to call Pan Express Presents. Express yourself about the movies you watched this week. Play that theme music, Michael.
It's time for the Panda Express. Because we got some things to express. About the things we watched this week. That's a pretty new one.
This is a remix
A remix,
for
yeah.
that ass. Michael, what did you watch this week?
Okay, so I didn't watch a full movie
That counts.
because of circumstances.
I watched a few different movies, so
there we go.
I can take over.
I went over to Friends and ate dinner. And you get to talk.
Friends, the TV show?
Just friends, that real people.
Oh, got it. Okay.
And we were eating.
Sure.
You talk, and they're like, "Oh, we've spent time. We could have been watching the movie."
How dare we waste this time enjoying each other's company?
Exactly. It's like a date where you go to the movies. It's like, shut up. I don't care about you. I
Sadly,
just look at
I do have that feeling most days. I'll just be like with someone. I'll be like, oh man, I could be watching a movie right now. That's how I feel right now doing this podcast. It's like, what a waste of time when I could be easily just watching a movie right now.
We have wasted many movie lengths.
Yeah. Talking about movies. Who cares?
Who gives a fuck about any of this? But people listen to podcasts about even dumber shit.
Yeah.
Just idiots in a room talking about
like nudes.
Whatever.
Well, the thing about Israel and Palestine is, these are terrorist acts, and then the other guy's like, well, actually, Israel's great. And then there's the other guy's like, well, actually, Palestine's great. And no one on the whole show is like, well, maybe both of them are wrong in different ways.
Yeah, maybe everybody is fucking up.
maybe any kind of murder is bad.
Yeah, I think it is wild that there's any debate that is.
So many debates.
It's so crazy. It's like everything is going wrong.
So many debates.
Anyway.
Hey. They obviously haven't seen Steven Spielberg's Munich, which tells us all they need to know about the conflict.
See, this is why movies are important. Instead of going out and doing all that bad stuff, you should be watching movies about it so you can be like, oh, this doesn't feel good and this is wrong.
Yeah.
Hey.
What do we know,
We're not a political podcast, and I'm not, I'm sure nobody gives a shit, but look, I voted for Trump. No, that would be so dumb.
Listen, I voted for Trump, and he's pro-Israel, so I'm pro-Israel, okay?
That is so dumb. Just like, well, I gotta just think, however, it's so, whatever. We're not getting into
the pro-Israel right is one of the greatest things. The fact that they are pro-Israel just because they want the end times is
psycho.
Awesome.
It is
so awesome.
It's wild how I just can't even imagine buying into something so much.
Yeah.
You're doing it's so wild. At no point do you go, it's like the lady in Escape from New York who's driving the plane into the building.
Yeah.
At no point she's like, man, I'm about to blow myself up. Like, it's like, what is your brain? Maybe, I guess the adrenaline takes over.
Yeah, sure.
That's crazy. I want to see like a study of someone's brain who's a fucking idiot.
What's your fucking brain like, bitch?
I'm sorry, you're just stupid at that point. Anyway, I don't want to be rude. Well, I can be rude to terrorists. You're a fucking idiot.
They're dead anyway.
Yeah.
You don't want to hurt Osama bin Laden's feelings.
I don't want to hurt his feelings, but you are dumb. Look, hot take.
Oh, no, why would you say this about me? After all the wonderful things I've done.
Kill myself. Blow myself up. Just do it on your own time. That's my thing.
Yeah.
Who are you bothering other people? You don't have. It's not a problem if you're no longer around. So
yeah.
Just all the terrorists get together and just blow themselves up alone.
Everybody.
Problem solved.
All the terrorists do it. Anybody who has a tank.
Yeah.
Just take the pin out of the grenade, blow up everybody inside the tank.
I think all the tanks should drive into a circle and point their guns at
yes.
And then they all hit them at once and just everyone blows up.
That sounds awesome.
No more war is basically the point.
Imagine there's no religion.
Imagine.
It's easy. If you can.
Anything that tells you to kill other people in its name is bad. That's pretty just bad. Rule number one.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
That includes governments, countries, all of it. Just stop.
7-Eleven. If you go to 7-Eleven to get snacks and on the way out, they're like, hey, while they're out there, could you kill a Palestinian guy?
That's
you're like, no, I don't think
good.
I can.
I'm going to enjoy my crunchy mini donut.
We got so many snacks. We don't have time to talk about all of them, but we got delicious snacks.
But we do have time to say that the 7-Eleven experience today was like, it made me go, oh, wait. We can have heaven right now.
Heaven is on earth inside of 7-Eleven.
It was the most pleasant. This guy had to move a box out of our way, and he was still smiling.
Yeah.
And he kept talking to us, and he was like, Sean picked up the Nerds clusters. He goes, I love that one. And we were like, wow. And he goes, you two guys have a great day. What is this? Isn't he an angel? Anyway, and the lady was nice.
She was so nice. They were all angels.
Walking up, I was a little nervous, with the
Go ahead. Yes.
It was a racist character, but she's great. Ugh. I just like when people we're just having a good time.
Yeah.
Why would you choose not? Anyway, sorry. Why did we get on this? I don't know.
What movie did you watch?
Alien.
Oh, great movie.
We only got 40 minutes in because everyone else fell asleep.
Some say that's the best 40 minutes.
It is very good. But we didn't even get to see the alien.
Yeah, no, you don't see it for like another 2 hours.
Though, the face hugger.
Oh, yeah.
What a cool design. Everything about that movie is so cool. It's retro future look. Yeah. All that stuff looks so cool. It's nonsense. Why would you have a room with 50,000 blinking lights?
No.
But it's just cool.
Yeah, they do the same thing in this. Where there's in Escape from New York, there's just 100 randomly flashing lights.
But it sucks you in.
Yeah, it's so good.
Oh man, the design, the face hugger thing wrapping around.
Oh, when
his
it
neck.
Tightens. Oh,
what an effect! I was like, oh, it's so creepy.
It's awesome.
It's so creepy. Also, if an egg pod opens up and slime starts slithering, get the hell out of there.
Anywhere. Any planet. Even on Earth, if you see an egg and it opens up,
get
and
out.
it's like,
something's in there.
Yeah, that's bad.
Don't lean your face in there, whatever you do.
I wonder what. You know what I watched, Michael?
What'd you watch?
I watched The Creator, which I have almost nothing to say about. It looked fine.
Yeah.
It wasn't. It was quite boring.
Dang.
Quite boring. One of the all-time mediocre Denzel's son performances. He really has none of the juice that his father does.
It's
too bad.
Say it because I want to support black people.
Yeah. He's a black guy.
I'm proud of him he's making money.
Yeah.
But man, he cannot do it. He can't.
He can't do anything.
He can't do it. I'm so sorry.
He's just like, hey, bot. Hey, are you an AI?
What happened? Do you think his dad, like I think about how like Hayao Miyazaki watches his son's movies and he's like, this is fucking trash. Yeah. Do you think Denzel's like, what are you doing?
I bet Denzel seems like he's probably a sweet guy, at least in interviews. Yeah. So he's probably like, man, son, you're doing such a good job. I'm so proud of you.
I mean, you're a horrible actor.
Yeah, the worst actor.
You're getting
he's like, oh, man, that movie Tenet was good. You were definitely the worst part. By far the worst part.
I would say that, it's, I don't want to be mean or anything.
No.
As I said during the terrorist portion.
Yeah.
But...
This is essentially akin to terrorism, what we're doing right now. We're as bad as the terrorists by saying mildly mean things to a person who will never hear it.
All sin's equal in the Bible, so
that's true. I also watched, which I told you a little bit about earlier, When Evil Lurks.
Oh.
From the director of Terrified, which I don't think it was you maybe, but we watched on a previous podcast.
What do I know about I keep hearing
that It's from Argentina. Maybe we watched it. It's got a little dead kid at a kitchen table with some cereal.
No, I've never seen that.
You never seen that? It's really good. But When Evil Lurks is pretty good, I'll say. But definitely incredibly gross.
Yeah.
So if you want a really, really gross movie in your life where like there's like sores and dripping and like people getting axes in the face and goats getting their heads blown off and... shit like that.
Damn.
Little kids getting hit. A kid with autism whose autism turns off.
What? Interesting.
Puke. Lots of puke. It's really...
That's wild.
It's not great, but it's pretty good.
It's good, yeah.
It's not great. It's in one of those movies that is not good, but it is awesome.
Yeah, you're just like...
We talk about a lot of movies like that, but it's like not that good, but it is awesome.
Dang.
Completely awesome.
It sucks when you're like, you have all these elements, so you're like, this would be so good, but it just isn't.
It is fun.
Yeah.
There's fine. Lots of... If you like movies where stuff is dripping, this is a fine example of that.
I really have come to love the feeling of watching a movie and you're like, I can see myself watching this again.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is like one of those, like, this has the juice.
Yes.
And it's also a bummer when you're like, this doesn't
have the juice.
I've seen 12 scenes that do not make me go, this has the juice. Damn it.
That's the way Creator was. Like, from the beginning, I was like,
Is this the guy who did that Star Wars movie?
Yes, the Rogue One guy.
See, he always gets visuals. Like, it looks cool.
It looks
but
really
just
cool.
no substance.
It looks really, really cool.
Yeah.
Especially the robots and stuff look awesome. And it's one of those things where, like, I don't know if they are CG or they're actual,
that's cool.
Fake robot heads that, they've, I don't know, got rid of some of the green stuff that was hanging around their heads or something. But all of that stuff looks awesome.
That's cool.
But it is one of those things where you're like, he should be the DP for someone who is good at making movies.
Yeah, there you go.
The DP and effects supervisor for a talented person.
Dang it.
Or, I mean, I don't think a different actor would help, but definitely some other actor would help.
A different actor, a different writer,
Yeah.
a different director.
Yeah.
Maybe we would have something
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if I didn't fact check this. I don't think my friend would make this up. But they said that Fede Alvarez is doing an Alien movie.
I heard that too.
What? And it's supposed to be like it's not like a remake, it's like a new a continuation.
That sounds great.
Oh.
He is a perfect person to do
I
that.
think that would be great.
You know what, friends? We're going to see you next week.
Please.
And we'll see you to talk about Escape from LA.
Yeah.
The much maligned but also kind of fun
I'm interested.
sequel. It truly is one of the most awesome bad movies. Some of the worst CGI in history.
No, not CG. Why?
Truly miserable CG.
How many years later is it?
A lot. A lot of years later. But it is still got a similar energy.
It sucks because there was probably a period where CG was coming about and people were like, we can use it forever. Like they were just tricked by it.
Yeah.
And then
That is exactly what happens.
Damn it.
Yeah.
That's like fucking. Did you ever see? Is it Batman and Robin? Is that
Maybe.
the movie with George Clooney?
Yes.
Is it called Batman and Robin?
I think so.
I think it's called Batman. Whatever. There's like a CG chase scene with Batman and Robin are chasing after Mr. Freeze through a city, and all of it is fake, and it looks like a Windows like screensaver. I was like, this is psycho. I was like, you cannot watch this as a movie anymore.
Yeah.
It's insane.
We always think that we're doing a good job, but sometimes we're wrong.
We're wrong. Many times we are wrong. That's what I love about stand-up. You get up there and you're like, I'm doing this right. And then they're like,
you are not doing it right.
doing it right.
You're doing a bad job.
Damn it. I really thought I had
That's
it.
the same. Aren't we all like that, though?
We are.
Just like, if you're listening, Israel and Palestine, just please stop killing each other.
Please. We don't care if our numbers go down this week in Palestine. They probably will. The tank.
They might. Or they might get better in Palestine and
know.
worse in Israel. Or
Yeah.
we may lose some of or all of New York
Yeah.
and Florida as well. But,
Hey.
we just don't want you to kill each other.
Just stop.
I know it's like a really weak thing to say, but just don't kill each other. Please.
Don't do it. Sit down. How about you sit down, you pop on a movie, a classic, and you
eat some snacks.
See what you like about it. See what you don't like about it. Learn from us. We don't always agree, but we aren't, doing bad things to each other. We're just being like, all right, we don't agree.
Yeah. And then we leave and we say to the other people we know, we're like, oh, what a fucking idiot. That's what you should do. You should be like, oh, this fucking Israelis, what a fucking asshole. But don't kill them.
Yeah,
And if you're Israeli, don't go like, oh, well, instead of talking about it, what if I shot a missile at a child? Don't do that either. We need to stop doing this podcast. Maybe forever, but certainly for right now.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for listening and watching. On behalf of Michael Hampton, I'm Sean Parrott saying to you, bon appetit.